Lovely. Right, there's one more act in this section. It's Trevor Bickles. Make some noise for Trevor Bickles!
Give it up for Danny, everyone. Give it up for Danny, man. Oh, let's get this out of the way so you can see me better. You had a good evening? Yeah. Fantastic. Let me introduce me, because I've had a fantastic weekend. Right, I want to tell you why. I don't just do stand-up comedy. I'm also an actor as well. Thank you. And I've just finished my first 6-month run on a West End show. Can I have a round of applause for that, please? I'm really pleased for that. Thank you. Yeah, it was Magic Mike Live. Good to see you boys again. How you doing, mate? You all right? I recognise you there. Oh, man. The thing is, I prefer doing the stand-up comedy nowadays, because you can't... Things with comedy nowadays, you can't just be a comedian. We've all got to be on social media. I'm on TikTok. Right, right, I'm going to take a punt. Give us a cheer if you're on TikTok. Some of yous, yes. Some of yous, I'd have had a better response if I'd have said, anyone here on beta blockers? We're like... little crowd over there in the back or something like that. Thing is, though, right, I don't just do the comedy. I don't just do the TikTok. I do actually have a day job. I'm also a London black cab driver as well. So this makes a pleasant change talking to people face to face. This is nice. I like it. I like it. I don't know if you've got the same problem here, but down in London, we've just had card readers installed into the cab. And that was a stressful time, you know, especially for the older cab drivers. Just having to deal with things they've never had to deal with before. You know, like the tax man. You don't have that problem up here, do you? Oh, man, I love it, because when you get in the cabs where you get to meet people from all over the world, some of my favourites are the Americans. Do we have any Americans in? Of course not, we'd have heard them by now, wouldn't we? They don't stay quiet for long, do they? I love it when you get Americans in the cab, right? Because if you ask them where they're from, they don't just tell you where they're from, they'll tell you their whole life story as well, right? They do, right? Happened the other day, I asked this guy where he was from. He went, "Sir, my name's John. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I now live in Boston, Massachusetts, USA. But I'm actually Scottish. Because my great-great-granddaddy was from Glasgow, which makes me Scottish." I'm like, "Mate, that does not make you Scottish." My great-granddad was bulimic, doesn't make me skinny, does it? You know what I mean? Oh, man. Get asked a lot of advice as a cab driver as well, you know, like best places to go, best places to see. But I had this French couple in the cab. And they went to me, "Monsieur, we want to go somewhere off the beaten track, away from the tourists, to experience traditional British culture." So I sent them on a Butlins adult weekender. Because nothing screams British culture than blokes dressed as Oompa Loompas doing cocaine in the toilets. You guys, that's what you should be fucking doing in the back over there. Yeah, yeah, cheap-ass bastards, I tell you. Some of you might not know what a Butlins adult weekender is, so if you don't, I'll explain it to you. Imagine if Weatherspoons did holidays. Packed full of stag and hen do's, right? Big groups of blokes, big groups of women, all the singles are on the pool, all the married people are also on the pool. And it's full of drunks. Now, as a cab driver, that's the worst thing about my job. I'm going to tell you about the worst drunk I ever had, was this woman, picked her up from the West End of London, mangled. This is how drunk she was. She tried taking a selfie using a box of fags, right? Now, she's in the back of my cab, and I hate it when the drunks try and talk to me, right? I can't stand it. She's like, "How about you get in the back and we have a bit of fun?" So I just ignore her, right? She's like, "What, don't you find me attractive?" I said, "Not the slice of kebab on your face, love." "No, I don't," right? Then she pipes up, doesn't she? She's like, "Oh, my God, what's this song? Oh, my God, I love this song. What is it?" I said, "It's an ambulance. Sit yourself down." Right? Then I hear the sound you do not want to hear from any drunk. You know, then you stick everywhere. Hair, floor, face, handbag, you name it, she was ticking it. Now, when I tell people this story, they say to me, "Trev, did you get annoyed?" I say, "No, I was very calm, I was very compassionate, because after all, it was my wife." She fucking hates that story as well, mate. Oh, man. You guys love it. I'm 40 years, the thing is, I'm 40 years of age, been married almost 10 years, and I've got no kids, right? Give us a cheer if you've got kids. Yeah, give it to you if you've not got kids. Stock answer, that's the happy ones. You know what I mean? That's the happy people out there, right? So I'm 40 years of age, I've got no kids. When you get to my age with no kids, people do look at you a little bit funny, right? Especially like in parties and gatherings. You can hear them saying things like, oh, maybe he can't have them. Or even worse, maybe he's not allowed near them. We just don't know. Would you agree having kids is the best feeling in the world? Yes, no, yes, yeah. Yes, you say yes. You've never had a car pass its MOT first time, have you? You know, that's the best fucking feeling in the world, right? The thing is, though, me and my wife, we're quite traditional. We do want kids. We've like even looked at sort of traditional names, like traditional baby names, things like Oliver and Charlotte, right? I got a mate named her little boy Nando. Fucking straight up, right? Named her boy Nando after the restaurant where she met a fella. She was going to call him Five Guys, but that's another story altogether. Because we ain't got kids, though, right? We got quite an active life. We like our holidays. Like we went a little while ago on our first holiday in a couple of years. Now, I suggested something very simple, like Spain, Greek islands, something like that. My wife was like, no, she doesn't want to go there. Do you know why? Doesn't like the heat there, apparently. So I went with my wife's choice of holiday, the Maldives. I said, babe, you do realise the Maldives is a very hot country? She's like, yeah, I know, but it's a different sort of heat. I said, yes, it's called expensive heats. Maldives was lovely, though, right? Really nice to go there. Before I went, I thought I'd try and lose a little bit of weight. Fuck a lot of yous. Fuck off, right? I've done this thing called Couch to 5K. You heard of it? Yeah, some of you, for those that haven't, I'll explain it, right? It's basically like a fitness plan where you go from sitting on the couch to having the ability to run up to 5K. And it wasn't as hard as I thought, 'cause I only live at 5B. It was quite easy. Don't see what the problem is, mate. You know what I mean? Thing is, though, right? Maldives was lovely, though, right? When I went there, honestly, I felt very blessed to go there, right? First day, they were in the swimming pool, surrounded by all these romantic couples, right? My wife swims up to me, doesn't she? Wraps her legs around me, cuddles into me like a little koala bear, gives me a little kiss on the cheek. I'm like, is this getting you in the mood? She went, no, I'm having a piss. I wanted to see if there was dye in the water, and if there was, I'd blame it on you. It just fucks off. Oh, man. Like I've been with my wife for almost 10 years now. I thought I knew everything about her until recently. Turns out me and my wife have got a different meaning for the term day off, right? The couples know, don't you, right? Let me explain. When my wife's having a day off, I'm a nice guy. I say, babe, stay in bed, watch a bit of telly, have a glass of wine, right? When I'm having a day off, it's a very different affair. My wife just looks at me and goes, oh, having a day off, are ya? Good, because I've got a list. Fucking list, mate, a fucking list. I said to her, couldn't you have done this list yesterday? She went, no, it was my day off. Right? Like, we went shopping for a bed, right? The missus says we need to find a bed that we can both find comfy and both get a good night's sleep. So I suggested a bunk bed. Fucking, the wedding boys know that straight away over there, don't ya? Too stressed, I shut my mouth. Anyway, in the end, we didn't find a bed. That night, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try something, you know, spicing up the sex life. I went, here, babe. I don't know why I'm looking at you, mate. It's all got a bit awkward now, isn't it? You know? I went, sit on my face. She went and put a cushion down first. So we'll try some role play instead. Let's try a bit of role play because I've never done role play before. I said, right, stick with me, right? Imagine I'm the taxi driver. You're the slutty little passenger that can't afford to pay. Don't ask where I thought of this, right? So what do? I just go, right, look at me deep in the eye. Imagine you trying to get off the ferry. What's the first thing you're going to say to a cabbie? So she looks at me and goes, been busy? So if, right, this ain't working, we'll try something else, we'll try some porn, right? So I put on this porno and it's all going well. They're getting hot and heavy in the porno. We're getting hot and heavy in the bedroom. This is going really well. All of a sudden, she just stops, looks at the telly. That's the bed I wanted. Guys, before I go, you've been absolutely outstanding audience. My name is Trevor Bickles. I am on social media, so for all the youngsters in the audience, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. For the older people in the audience, I'm in the Yellow Pages. All right. I got accused of cheating recently. I was sitting in the living room, Mrs. come walking in. I went, "You all right, love?" She went, "Fuck off." So I thought, oh, she's in a good mood today. So I said, "What's the matter with you?" She went, "You know what you've done? Last night in my dream." You know, don't you? Last night in my dream, you and Sheridan Smith were in our bed, fucking. I thought, my God, we're having the same dreams now. Ladies and gents, my name's Trevor Bickles. You have a wonderful evening. Thanks a lot.